and welcome to another episode of your only early booking podcast, where we have great in-depth discussions of the only league in the world where you can have in-depth discussions of, and that is the Premier League. Does that sound right to you boys?
I
Hell
definitely
yeah.
think
Sounds great.
Yes.
Love that. All right, so let's get right into it. Obviously, we will start with the most interesting team in the league, and that would be the Arsenal, where we played Watford again and had I wouldn't say a convincing win, but I think we deserved all 3 points, and some of the goals we scored, absolutely incredible. I want to give a special shout out to a Mr. Martin Odegaard. I think we're seeing how good of a player this guy is. That guy, the team belongs to Odegaard. He is a puppet master. He pulls the strings. It seems like every goal is because of Martin Odegaard. Can I get an amen on that one, boys?
Didn't we hear this about Ozil like 4 years ago?
Yeah, that's exactly what came to my head as well. Was Mesut
Hey, but
Ozil.
Ozil was that guy.
Yeah,
He was
what do
that
you-
guy for a
And I'll
long
also
time.
give you your time and place when it's deserved. Last segment, I know you weren't here, you missed out, but I sold Koku. I believe Arsenal's finishing 4th above Man U. Spurs, I think they're on too good a form. They have too many games in hand, and they don't seem to be playing that slip-slide football they used to be. One game they look amazing, the next game their defense can't get the ball out of the back without making it. So, congrats to you on your run of form. That was an entertaining game against Watford. All the goals were insane.
Yes.
Credit to Watford, they did not look like a relegation side. But
Oh,
Arsenal,
let's give a shout out to that Cucho goal, huh?
right.
overhead
That might be
kick.
goal of the season,
Insane.
straight up. Yeah.
That was crazy. But it was against my boys, so I can't have that. So we got to stomp y'all.
Can't say I watch too much tactics of Arsenal though, but if you say Odegaard makes it happen, I believe you because I don't know where else. And maybe Saka.
The boy is class. That's all I gotta say.
Touch for his first goal was
The way they
insane.
worked that
Yeah.
goal, yeah, that was beautiful.
I think my
That
favorite.
Martinelli goal.
Yeah, my favorite might have been the Martinelli one. It was just everyone got involved. A little touch, a little knockdown from Lacazette, and then just a cheeky finish from Martinelli. Unbelievable.
Even Arteta with the quick inbound. He was looking like Trent
Yeah.
Alexander-Arnold thinking fast.
Yeah,
Odegaard needed that motivation I gave him at FedEx a few years ago, abusing him on the
Yeah.
sideline, getting the fans rowdy at him.
For the viewers that don't know, we were at Real Madrid versus Juventus Summer League tour in DC over at where the Redskins play, FedEx Field, and Odegaard. We had really nice seats, and Odegaard was warming up right in front of us, and Parker was not giving him an easy time. One might classify it as bullying, but anyway, we'll move on from that.
Pressure makes diamonds, really.
Looks like it made him better. In the end.
Yeah.
We can move on to another London club that played today. Got a big win.
Absolutely.
Got my over for me. Tottenham against Everton, who may be a joke now. I'm not sure how to feel about Everton. Bryce, how do you think of this win? Is this Tottenham's like building block what they needed?
No, it's exactly the pattern.
Everton is shit.
We beat
Shit,
City.
shit, shit.
We beat City. You come out, you play like shit against Burnley. You come back, you play Everton. We look like world beaters. Another side. Oh, Leeds. Sorry, Leeds was in there. Sorry. Played Leeds, a team of shitters. Make them look like the shitters they're playing like at the time. Come back next week, and then who do we get beat in the midweek by? I forget. I think that's when the Burnley game occurred. Get beat 1-0 there, drop points. It's the Tottenham story. 1 up, 1 down. And today we rode the wave of Frank Lampard's maybe his sacking, but I don't hold out too many hopes for the future. I think we have United next, and I mean,
Should be
it kind of. I think that's the game for
Good
fifth
match.
place. Game for 5th place this season.
Yeah, this
Well,
game.
I look at Everton. I think they played right in the Tottenham's hands, where they played expansive football.
Yeah.
And the way you beat Tottenham, as we've seen, is just not to say park the bus, but just play compact in the back, and because they can't break down in midfield, they can't break down a defense. But it was just like so
Son
many
running
through
can break
balls.
down people. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like you can't. Maybe once a game you'll get a goal like that, but they deserved more than 5. They could have easily had like 7, 8, or 9. And it's just Everton is sinking without a trace. Oh my god.
Yeah, something's always wrong with Everton, but it's like just amplified now.
Everton's supposed to be Liverpool's rival, but they're like a fucking joke with Lampard at home. So I would say,
Yeah.
they have no choice but to get rid of him at this point.
They're
It's never,
definitely.
it's never been like a competitive rivalry. It's always been like a local rivalry.
Would you guys
Yeah.
agree that Everton is the most underperforming team in the league this year?
No, it's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
be Leeds. It has to be Leeds.
Everton paid.
I would
I
say
don't
yeah,
know.
Everton. They could get relegated. Yeah,
Yeah, Everton
Like
always spends
Leeds-
a decent amount of money.
Big spender.
That's the thing. They spent
and they're
spent a
spending.
ton
Yeah.
this summer. They spent a ton in winter. Like, I mean, Leeds strengthened, but they didn't spend a ton this winter. But I look at Everton's next like 10 games, their remaining fixtures. They got Wolves, then Newcastle, then West Ham, then Man U, then Liverpool, then Chelsea, then Leicester, then Brentford, which is winnable, Arsenal, and then Crystal Palace and Watford are to be scheduled, which, like, I think that's relegation. I think they'd be lucky to get maybe 9 points out of those final
Any of us
games.
put Everton in our relegation teams at the beginning of the podcast?
I mean, we had to at the time.
We
It still
mentioned
reigns
it.
true. They're just so close, and they have been all season. Is the craziest part. It wasn't like this just sprung up. They've been in 15th for a while now.
Yeah, no, I think that was a shout I had early, and I think I saw something today, an article talking about would they be the biggest club ever relegated, and I think in this modern era, like every team, all of our
Yeah.
teams have gone down in the past, but that is like the 30s, the 40s when you had like farmers and burger flippers playing out there. And now you got these insane
Franchise.
players.
Hey,
Yeah,
don't you insult
so
my favorite eras.
Your club still has burger flippers on the pitch, and that's why
You
you
got-
struggle every year. But I don't know. I
Hey.
think it would be, like we discussed, disastrous with the investment. I think like almost everyone leaves. Like, it'll be crazy to see if it happens, but it would be a great story. I would love to see it.
Dude, I think the thing to point out is their fans should be very worried. The season is winding down. You are this close to having that happen. I would try to send your boys some Instagram comments, telling them to pick it up. Maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah, start abusing them online.
Schedule.
That'll really help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
the
shout,
schedule you
Graham.
mentioned sounds like a run of death for Everton right now. The way they're playing,
All
I
right,
can't
let's-
imagine them getting Newcastle. I can't imagine them beating Chelsea, Liverpool. All those teams is just a free dub.
we're gonna have to cut
Literally.
that part.
Championship.
I don't want
the,
people
relegation.
racially abusing Everton players because of me. That part's getting cut. For sure.
Whoa!
Throw a
I
disclaimer
know their
out.
fans are probably already
You
doing
didn't
that.
say it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You brought no race into it until
Yeah.
just now.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna
Now we
turn it
cut
into.
no, you're
Yeah,
not wrong. You're
We're
not
cutting
wrong.
that part.
We're not cutting it.
I got you. Ready? Parker, I know you just spoke on it. Let's get into it more. We got two fans in here. The drubbing that happened to Burnley, the burger flippers you just mentioned.
Oh, that was
Good.
bullshit.
You know what happened to them? They got
bullshit.
burger flipped.
That was bullshit. It's 'cause Ben Mee was injured, and I didn't know he would be injured. It's complete bullshit. It's probably the luckiest. It's like take a shit, 15 minutes, 4-0, bullshit. Like you
Yeah.
fluke. You
I
gonna
don't know. I
fluke.
think it was
You look
deserved.
like Ben Mee.
I don't know how to
Oh,
argue
my
with
God.
what you're saying right now,
We
but
maybe
the
deserve to lose, but
assault
4-0, no way.
correct.
We had a
Forrest,
pretty good
4-0,
first half.
maybe
That was
should've
just
been
crazy.
6 or 7.
Forrest, those
First
boys
half
had
is-
no answer. I was watching that match. You were never in
Kai
that game.
Havertz is looking inspired.
I mean,
Is
all you got is like Russian oligarch gas blood money there at
I know we
Chelsea,
got that out. Yeah.
and then
That is true. That's true.
I'm not even like that's bullshit. You could fucking do a lot with that. I can tell you that.
Parker, would you say Ben Mee alone saves that game?
Ben Mee prevents a goal or two.
not even
I bet.
a new starting 11 saves that team there. I mean, I think it's funny for us guaranteed to win, said easy win. Like, if you say that every week, it loses all credibility for when you actually pick
Oh
them
yeah,
in a
we're winning
in an
next week. I
upset.
can tell you
The
that.
saddest part
Next
was
Saturday.
they were actually producing results when he was.
Well, we were on a spree. We were playing well. I don't say every week.
Yeah,
I said
but-
we would tie. Arsenal, right? And then we tied.
No, we
Was
I
it?
don't-
No, was it Arsenal? Who did we tie?
You tied.
Man City.
Yeah, you
Man U.
tied.
I mean, yeah, Man U. Sorry.
You
Yeah.
beat Tottenham. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why Bryce has even opened his mouth. That's,
Hey, I did speak a 5-1 Everton Tottenham prediction. Y'all
These
thought
are
I was
hard.
crazy again last week, and I almost nailed it right on the head again.
and now
Or
he's
for which
gassing
beat
a win
Everton to get a
against
goal.
Everton.
No, I'm
Oh
not
my
gassing it. I'm gassing my predictions. I've been pretty spot on here.
Okay, I see you.
And
Alright,
we saw
Go ahead.
United get smashed. Looked honestly horrible. Just one Sancho kind of wonder goal
Yeah.
against the run of play, but God, they were so dominated. It was so funny to watch, like Roy Keane's comments after the match, and like Micah Richards and Jamie Redknapp try not to laugh at him mid take I think it's so funny. I think Koku, like what he said was so great about getting back to the Manchester United way and how they keep fixating on this. Like they just need a new era, like so desperately. And these pundits are so unrealistic about that. They just keep talking about the glory days. It's like that shit is so annoying to me. Like just let them move on, realize it's a new era. Because you see like John Terry shit posting Lampard during the mid-match today, and like that's his mate, but he's being realistic. Like Lampard looks so out of his depth right now, and I just hate that unrealistic. Like we're boys, but you should always be realistic with your boys because you're just doing them more harm than good if you're lying to them.
I always think it's funny when the camera pans over Sir Alex Ferguson during the game, standing up in the crowd like a god figure almost, standing over the pitch, passing judgment on it. Because like we spoke on last time, he has a word in the back room about signings and anything going on. It's almost like he's that disapproving father up in the stands, just ready to scold the players when they get in there.
I don't even know why he's still going to those matches.
Yeah, he's watching Bruno Fernandes play striker. Their best.
His facial
He's
expression is always one of disapproval too. It's like
He's watching Harry Maguire captain his beloved team.
Oh, Harry Maguire is hilarious back there.
Can we talk about those mishaps he had in the game the other day against United? Against City. Those were shits.
It's like every game too. He's just like makes a horrible error.
What was
and
the
this
one
is the
where
most expensive defender in the world.
Thank God.
Got megged so
He
bad,
does.
just like completely in front of the.
Foden had him.
Opened up
Foden
his
had him
legs.
lost in the sauce on that one where he just he literally walked right under the ball while Foden just got right.
Oh,
in
did
the
everybody
box.
see the Foden on Aaron Wan-Bissaka tackle where he just threw him to the ground?
No.
Yeah.
Did nobody see that? Did they not show that in the US?
No, that's
Aaron
too
Wan-Bissaka got
violent for us, man.
No, Aaron Wan-Bissaka got out-muscled by Phil Foden, and Phil Foden shoulder budged him into the ground.
Oh.
I remember when
Tough.
United fans were saying Bissaka was like as good as Reece James and Trent, and like this man shouldn't even be making the team. Y'all paid like 50 mil for someone who literally can't attack and can barely defend. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, he's no bueno.
They got Alex Telles on the other side, doing absolutely nothing too. That whole
I
back
thought he
line
was supposed to be
might as
like
well not have
great.
been there.
I like barely ever see him. I feel like every time I watch Shaw's in the game.
Like
So-
Lindelof, I didn't hear his name like once while I was watching. I didn't hear Telles' name once while I was watching. Wan-Bissaka, the only person I saw was Maguire, and it's because he was fucking up so bad. That, like he was.
Yeah.
There was so
You
many
had to
times I
notice.
thought he was gonna get like a second yellow, or he was just gonna fuck it up and get a red card.
Yeah.
Lindelof was fucking up too. It's just not on the grand scale that Maguire was fucking up.
Yeah, they're terrible together, like so bad. They're just like toxic on each other.
Yeah.
Maguire's got to be the worst Man United captain of all time, right?
Oof.
Yeah, probably in the last like 30, 40 years for
I can
sure.
remember.
Yeah.
I'm-
Well, Man U's always had great teams since we've been watching.
Well, I mean,
No.
we spoke on a lot of the underlying issues. Parker, you just mentioned it. He is one of the most expensive defenders ever, right? He is, right?
The most. Yeah.
Okay,
He is,
right.
yeah.
So he has that magnifying glass already. Then put him at Manchester United, which, like we talked about, is a falling star dynasty that's always trying to get back to old ways. They're looking for that captain figure. So everybody's looking to this man to be that solidified back line. So every error he makes is just so in the spotlight that it probably weighs on him, and he's just like, when do I make my next mistake? You know, like I know
Oh, for sure.
I've messed up at my job, and it's like once you're rattled a bit, it's so much easier to make that next mistake. And I know he feels that, and it shows, and it's quite the comic to watch.
Exactly.
Even at that time, he was probably when they signed him, he was probably worth like, I don't know, realistically,
40.
$20 million.
Or he had
$60
the English
$60
tax
million
on him.
of that is English tax. Everyone in the world knew he's not capable of this. Why is Manchester United buying an absolute refrigerator is my question.
Foolish enough to take the domestic tax on a center back.
At,
But
foolish
let's move
is
to another result because we knew what was going to happen. They were up
Understatement.
against a well-oiled machine. What do we think of Villa? They thrashed Southampton, and I'm a big Saints supporter. I hated to see that.
Yeah, they look good. Coutinho
Yeah.
can pull the strings. Like, I mean, not to say he was like trash the last few years. I think he just wasn't getting consistent like play time, not getting played in a consistent system or role. But my God, he looks good. I think he's like multiple goals and assists since coming back. I know Villa's gonna activate that 40 mil transfer clause. They'd be stupid not to. And what's his name? Like Jalen Ramsey? That man has come on the scene out of nowhere, just straight balling. And Ollie Watkins is like a dog as well, as we know. But they look good. Like, I think they're going to obviously like make that Coutinho transfer permanent. Then I know they're going to bring in probably like 2 to 3 big names this summer. And I think they'll be looking like like a West Ham next year, where they have some. They're gonna surprise some people next year. I think they maybe go for top 6.
I don't know about top. Where are they in the table at the moment? They're 11th. They could definitely be like challenging for like 7th, 8th, maybe next season. I think
that's the farthest leagues I would get them. That's where you see the teams like Wolves and even like Leicester of recent seasons, West Ham now. These teams that like are almost there challenging, but because they're still that underdog, you never really see someone break in the top 6 anymore. Leicester's the only team in the last 20 years that's really broken comfortably into that top 6 and stayed there for a while.
Except for this season, but yeah, you're right.
What about West Ham? What do you?
They're right there.
But they've never gotten. Last season they got what, 7th, 6th, and that's it.
Yeah. The only really good season I remember them having is when they had Dimitri Payet, and he just went off, and that was.
I know they're like traditionally a massive club, but one club is doing that right now, boys, and that's the Arsenal. Just want to throw that out there. You
lowered your expectations enough.
We're breaking the top 4. How about that?
Arsenal's always been known as that 4th place club, though.
Lately we've been known as that 8th place club.
Yeah, so you're up right now, man.
Yeah,
that's a great
lower your
mentality.
expectations. You're good.
There you go, man.
We're breaking that top 4, baby.
I know we spoke on it a bit. Anybody have their relegation updated predictions going yet?
I know Norwich losing to Watford was huge. They're done for.
Gone.
That was a must win.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next year. Hopefully Sargent plays well in the championship. I would love to see him develop, but I don't know. They're definitely gone without a trace, I think. Burnley's maybe it's going to be, we know Norwich is gone. I still think Watford is gone. But I think that 3rd spot's either going to be Burnley, Leeds, or Everton. But I think it's going to be Everton. I think they are just in shambles. I don't know. Like, do you sack Lampard today? He's only been there for maybe a month. But I don't know. What would you do?
Yeah, I'd say I don't think they sack him after this, but I think they definitely start talking about it. Like they say, like, you really got to pick it up, otherwise, like, this is kind of your last chance, kind of thing. If you get another 5-0, you're gone.
You know where he's sitting?
Straight terrible.
He's sitting where Bielsa sat 2 weeks ago. Just got smashed. I think they get smashed next week or next game out, and I think he's gone.
Yeah.
He's something about right, honestly. He's a legend in his own right. Like, it's sad to see his managing career like really be the shitter that it's been. But with the money you've got, all the signings, the fucking big clubs you've been at, no results. I think he's on the chopping block.
Yeah, have fun in the championship, Everton.
I think like you look at him, and I don't think like many of these jobs were warranted. Like Gerrard started at Rangers. He was there for like over 3 years. It wasn't like he was in there 6 months like Lampard at Derby, and like they were already a pretty strong team in the championship. And I just don't. But yeah, it's almost getting set up for failure. It's like if Google hired me to be CEO tomorrow, I'm gonna do terrible, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh, he was such a shit executive. It's like, all right, well, I was never in a position to succeed or didn't really do anything to warrant this job. So, yeah, I think, and I know we talked about this earlier, if he gets sacked, I don't know when he's getting his next job or where. Punditry, probably.
No,
Sky Sports.
Yeah, I remember he was pretty good pundit when he was on, but I'd say
We're
he's got to go back.
disrespecting this man.
He's got to go back to the lower league though. Like he never proved himself like Gerrard did.
I think he needs to take the Gary Neville route.
Yeah, Neville fucked off out of management, and he says he'll never go back.
Valencia, that's it. This is his Valencia. He's done. I think he just needs to walk away.
He's had multiple Valencias.
I've always thought, like, how can such a good player, you know, it seems so easy to correlate good tactics in midfield or someone that should be able to mastermind about the game. Why can't they motivate? Like Gerrard does it so easy. It looks so easy when he does it at Villa. And then I think about more on what Parker's saying. This man never got experience to do it without pressure. Every time this man has gotten a job, the results have been needed. He's never been in a situation where he can employ any tactics he wants because there's no guarantee of losing his job. He's always under these Premier League. He started at Chelsea. Chelsea is a prestigious club. You're right. What warranted him getting the job? Absolutely
He should have never
nothing.
been given that Chelsea
No.
job.
He was a legend of the club,
Yep.
and while that's an amazing feat, you need to take it for what
Exactly.
it is and not have this false sensehood that he can do things that just nobody's really ever done before. Has anybody ever come right out of playing and been a world-class manager at a world-class club?
So Kenny
No.
Dalglish.
Maybe Pep Guardiola at Barcelona.
Kenny
But-
Dalglish at Liverpool went straight from. He was a player manager and won the
Yeah.
league.
Yeah.
But didn't he do that back in like the 80s, 90s?
Yep.
Yeah, then he was trash in 2008
Yeah.
when they put him in.
Came back.
But yeah, I even think like I look at Lampard and he got PFA Manager of the Year at Chelsea that year, but at the same time, like they had finished third place the season before. So I don't know. People acted like he did this like miracle job. Like, yeah, you grew Mount like tenfold. Tammy Abraham, who they should have not let go, and now there's an 80 million buyback that they'll probably activate at some point. I just like it's just questionable decisions. I mean, not really. I don't know. I guess he's not. I mean, he's making some of those decisions, but from the board, it was just all on passion. Like you didn't see Liverpool offering Gerrard the job straight up, and they even saying like, I mean, with Aston Villa, I think he's really got a shot to take over in 2024. But there needed to be that step between Rangers and one of the big four teams to really, cut your teeth, prove yourself. So that's exciting. I can't wait to see him get relegated. Hopefully.
All right, boys.
Speaking of Liverpool,
Yes, sir. So when you combine Frank Lampard, the manager, with Everton FC, it basically equals the most boring topic ever. So let's transition to Harry and Parker's boys, and that's Liverpool FC. What happened this weekend with your boys?
Yeah, I thought we were kind of lucky to get the 3 points. I honestly thought West Ham had outplayed us a bit. So, I mean, like, the Hammers look good every time I watch them.
West
And
Ham
I'm
are a good
excited.
team.
They really are. And, like, they're still playing some players. Like, I still see Mark Noble getting on the pitch. And I'm just like, all right. Like, he subs on, but I think they should have signed Jay Lins. Like, he would have been a beast this season. And I'm
Yeah,
sure United just wanted too much.
I thought that when I saw Jay Lins come on at the weekend for Man United, he never should have left West Ham. He was so good there, and he was confident. He was playing so well, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Was.
But I
Um,
thought West Ham played really well. But we just played slightly better. We had great games from Trent and Naby Keita.
Yeah.
But
That'd be bad.
yeah,
I
it
think
looked-
I think West Ham is here to stay, top 8, possibly for years to come. Maybe they're a confident squad, and Moyes has now got the experience with those players where they can, really make an impact and maybe challenge for European qualification.
I think
Yeah, he's
they're
got
actually-
that
they need
rapport. And
yeah, I
think
think they need a
it's
few more
spot on.
plays to
Yeah.
back up Mikel Antonio though, just to
they
give him
do.
a bit more support.
I saw Declan Rice say that he thinks he's one of the top players in
I
the
saw
world.
this.
Would you agree?
Honestly, I
He's
think
never played
so,
in the
yeah.
Champions League though.
That's true, but I feel like when I don't
He's
know. he
played
looks
in a
so
Euro
great.
final. In a Euro final.
Yeah, he has Euro experience. We know he's gonna probably start for England this World Cup, so it's
Oh,
not like
yeah.
he's not playing in the biggest games. And like he looks so great at West Ham, and not like no knock on West Ham, they're great. I think Moyes does a great job adjusting tactically every single game too. He's not just using the same approach. But I think if you put Declan Rice in like one of the big 6 teams midfields, oh my, I think he looks even better.
I was just thinking, I think West Ham are going to struggle to keep him. I think I can
Oh,
see
yeah.
him going to somewhere he looks like a Chelsea player to me.
He wants to come home.
Go back home.
There's always going to be talk about players like that. Yeah. You
I
would
was gonna-
think-
You guys,
I was gonna say, Graham, I think you're spot on with West Ham coming into the top 8 for a while because
Yeah.
I see Leicester crashing out shortly. I think
Absolutely.
their run of time has come to an end, and the magic there has kind of faded. Brendan Rodgers, clearly, he was doing a great
Mhm.
job. It looked like they were going to stay here. They were maybe even pushing for top 4 this season to start, and it's come crashing down.
Last 3 seasons.
Last 3 seasons, but they've still stayed. They barely
Yeah.
kind of weaseled their way in here still. But
But
now
every time, like you said, they crash out once the going gets tough. And I think we won't see Wolves really in the top 8 like we have the last few years also moving forward.
No, especially
So-
now with Traore gone as well.
So who replaces them then? Or do you just think it's Tottenham, Man U, and then West Ham there?
I
Arsenal
also
as
just
the
I
seven?
don't think West Ham is
Aston
going to
Villa.
stay up here. I think
You
West
don't?
Ham is
It's a
having
fad.
another Payet season.
A
I think
fad.
they're gonna. Yeah, I think West Ham is going back down to the second half of the table next season.
All right. We said
Old.
we wanted to keep this a little shorter today, boys.
Yeah.
First, I'll ask if you have any closing thoughts about the games before I move it on.
Actually,
Go ahead.
we got to put in our locks for next week's games, boys.
That's where I was moving into. Actually, I
Ooh.
want some live fire games. I was gonna get into some of the key matches here and just take some live takes here. So
Yes, sir.
I'll start with you, Forrest. We got a relegation battle down here at the bottom. Brentford. You want to speak on your own club predictions for that?
Yeah, of course. Burnley dub again. 1-0.
In 1-0.
3-0.
1-0.
Win.
Where-
1-1.
The classic Burnley scoreline.
Where is
Ben
that,
Mee is
man?
not hurt, I hope.
That's Saturday, right in the middle of the fixtures.
That's at Brentford. You're away.
If
Forrest.
Ben Mee's still hurt, it's going to be 1-1.
I
1-1.
think the Arsenal Leicester game and the Tottenham Man U game are probably the games. So if anybody wants to jump in on one of those predictions, I'd love to hear them.
I also say West Ham
Arsenal.
Aston Villa will be a really good game too.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
I would say I'm picking Arsenal. I'm picking Tottenham to beat United. And I think Wolves nail in the coffin to Everton this weekend.
Okay.
And then I got Villa over West Ham, which I think would be a bit of an upset.
Trey, if you want to speak on your own club, actually, I could see Newcastle pulling a result. Thoughts on
That's-
that?
Yeah, I was
That's
just
gonna be
looking
an
at the
interesting
schedule,
one.
and I see that we have like a rescheduled match from match day 30 or something, but it's
Yeah, I see that on Thursday.
on Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, you're
Norwich,
playing-
we're gonna get them out of the way.
that's why I didn't ask.
And playing Newcastle right after that. I mean, I don't know. That's tough. I think we can pull it out though. I think we have the squad for it. I'm
I
not
would-
saying to bet on them though. I'm not saying anything like that. For betting, I like Arsenal against Leicester.
I'm saying 3-1 on that one. 3-1.
3-1.
I can get uglier.
Arsenal spread then. Yeah, I'm Arsenal spread on that. Tottenham spread against Man U, and I'm just gonna leave it there.
I guess
Also,
I'll.
just gonna
I
say
guess
it's
I'll.
gonna be another Liverpool easy win to make
guess
it 8
I'll-
straight wins.
I'll impose my thoughts. I was gonna say Liverpool
Never wrong.
walks with a free result. Brighton looks easy, and then if I had to speak on that Tottenham, last time we played them, we smashed them, so they kind of got something to come out here and show, and I think Ronaldo really has something to prove this week. Is he not? He's healthy to play, right? He was just sat for this game, as far as I'm aware.
I heard he
He had
went
an
to
injury,
Por-
actually.
I heard he flew to Portugal like before the match. He didn't even watch it.
Nice.
He just did.
Damn.
Well, So a
He's
team in
gone.
shambles? Actually, nah. I'll give it a 2-1 result. I
It's
think
Kane versus Ronaldo, really.
I think De Gea or Maguire has a massive blunder though, so watch out for one of those.
Or Lindelof. It's one every week, if not multiple, from them.
Yeah, I guess that's too broad of a prediction. That's too easy. That's like saying the sun's gonna come up tomorrow, I think.
And I think just to speak on West Ham versus Liverpool, I know Declan Rice had like an illness, I think COVID or something. So he'll probably return. They probably win that game. I mean, they should have won it, but especially with Declan in the lineup. So damn. But yeah, I still think Villa there. What were you gonna say, Graham?
I was just gonna say, I think if Tottenham wins that game against United, United might be done in that top 4 race. It's gonna be really hard for them. Tottenham already has like 2 games in hand. They're only
Yeah, I
2
already-
points behind.
Wait, you still consider Manchester United in the
That's what I was
race?
about to say.
Well,
Man
they
United's
technic-
already gone.
Technically, looking at the table, they are, but I mean,
Arsenal have 3
Let's be
games in
real
hand
here.
on them, and they're 1 point above them.
now Man U's awful.
Yeah.
And what happened to Brighton? They were like top 8 the last 2 years, and now like everyone was talking Graham Potter, manager of the year. But where will he go? Big 6. But yeah, they're another club that I think is going to fade to the bottom half and kind of go back to normalcy.
You think
I
they've
agree.
just been in the league too long and finally got figured out?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They've kind of fizzled out a little bit.
They have some
Yeah.
really interesting players, though. I like that Cucurella guy that plays on the
Good piece.
left. He's great.
like Trossard too, and
Trossard.
Malpe. They're ballers.
Yeah.
I like never see Lallana play for them ever. Like I'd be forgetting that he signed there.
He's forgetting that man's in the Premier League. He
Faded
was good
away.
though. He was very
was.
good. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know we were supposed to have a weekend episode with Will O'Neill, the FA referee. Unfortunately, he got COVID. He had plans to travel to Paris, but he had to cancel his plans. So, well wishes to Will. He's recovering. We're assuming that we'll have that episode rescheduled this weekend, but really as soon as he's done recovering. So it'll be either this weekend or next. But any final shouts before we wrap things up here, boys?
I want to give a shout out to our alma mater. They are fighting in the conference semifinal to make it to March Madness of this year. I'm not going to mention who our alma mater is, but just know we're with you all. The real no.
It's on the
ITT
background
Tech?
Forest wall. IT.
Forrester
Online.
watch.
No, it's Full Sail University. My bad.
Open University.
Banta. Well, hey, thank you for joining us this week on the Early Booking Podcast. What was this? Episode 6. We're starting to rack them up. Episode 7. Okay. One or the other, but we're starting to rack them up, boys. And thank you for joining us. Be sure to tune in next week with the FA referee, Will O'Neill, and discuss the latest results and see what our bets look like. Calvin Ridley, we're following his picks. So shout out Calvin Ridley, and take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Give the crew a soccer thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Set the tone.